Do you find your paddleboard turns more one way than the other when you're paddleboarding? As I mentioned in another video, if your board does seem to be turning more one way than the other, it might simply be wind or current, or there may be a manufacturing fault in your board, fin or paddle. But if you've ruled out those things, then the next thing to look at is body asymmetry. You might just be stronger or more mobile on one side of your body. Most people are, especially if you are or have been a racket sports player. Anything that builds up one side of your body more than the other will create an asymmetry in your paddling. Your paddle stroke may be weaker or less efficient on one side, or maybe less forward focused, more of a turning stroke. Tiny little differences like how far forward you get the paddle into the water, how far back you release it, the distance out from the side and where you put the paddle blade, where you're actually applying the power in the stroke. All these things can make your stroke more turning orientated on one side. Often the differences are so subtle that when I'm coaching a client, it's only when we look at the slow-mo video that we can pick them out. So what can you do about it? Firstly, it's really common. I encounter this situation all the time. You've got two choices. You can either try and fix it with a lot of training, and it's going to take some coaching too, or you can just ignore it. Live with it, because it's not actually a problem. If you take 8 strokes on one side but then just 6 on the other, who cares? No one will even notice. Even if you're a racer, being asymmetric is not actually something to worry about. Now, if you are a racer, then it is important to know which is your stronger side. The asymmetry may also mean that you can paddle at a higher cadence on one side, for example. Knowing this stuff is important in your race tactic, but trying to train out asymmetry is actually very complex and can even be risky, because it's not just about strength. The whole biomechanics of your stroke are often quite different on your weaker side. Your body is naturally compensating for the lack of power by recruiting smaller, weaker muscles around the shoulder. Now, if you just go and train harder on that side without actually correcting the biomechanics as well, you're just putting more load on smaller muscles that are not equipped to deal with it, and you're probably going to end up with an injury. You actually need to completely rebuild the biomechanics of your stroke on your weaker side. And that's complex and almost impossible to do without a really experienced coach who actually understands this process. So my best advice, if you're asymmetric in your paddling, don't worry about it. You're in good company. All my best friends are asymmetric. It may not be the asymmetry that's causing your board to turn more on one side. It may simply be a technique issue, and I'll cover those in another video.